everybody, it is Absidy and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. And as you can see by the title of today's video, today is Bookmas Day 3. And with that comes Spotify Wrapped. So of course I had to do a Bookmas Spotify Wrapped video for you guys. And I am a little behind because of the fact that I'm not really pre-filming these videos. I wanted to be as authentic as possible. And so when I saw Spotify Wrapped came out, I immediately knew I wanted to do a book/Spotify Wrapped combo. So that is what we're doing today. Now, to explain a little bit more about this, we obviously all know on Spotify Wrapped there are 5 top artists. This year they did 5 top albums again, which I'm so glad. And then there's also your 5 songs, like your top 5 songs. So for today's video, I'm going to be relating books to my top 5 songs on Spotify Wrapped. It's going to be about 1 to 2 books per song. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the explanation. Now let's get into the video. Alright guys, so for my songs, I'm going to go from my number 1 song to my number 5 song of my Spotify Wrapped. With that, my top song of the entire year was Damn by Tristan. She is a small artist. I love her music. It's amazing. So if you haven't heard of it before, you should definitely go give it a listen. If I'm able to, I will put a small clip of the song in the video. If not, I will just read to you guys the lyrics I feel relate to the books I picked. The first book I chose for this song was Funny Story by Emily Henry. And in this book, we follow Miles and Daphne. Daphne is engaged to Peter, and Miles is dating Peter's childhood best friend, Petra. But Peter, they end up together. The scandal. I know, scandalous. They're a scandalous bunch, leaving Miles and Daphne to suffer through the heartbreak and betrayal together in a shared apartment. Forced proximity. Misery just got broken up with, and we follow along both of them, and somehow it all ends up in a fake dating trope. Yeah, it's kind of nuts, but in the best way possible. So with this is the reason I chose it. I'm going to read you guys the lyrics from the song I feel resonate the most with Funny Story. It's textbook, could have guessed she's what you prefer. She was right under my nose. She was sleeping in your clothes while I thought of you the whole way home. How'd I miss it? Damn, I should have known. Of course I know her. Of course she's nice. Of course you'll both move here together. Story of my life. So with that is why I chose Funny Story for this. I felt like it was honestly somehow a perfect fit. The entire story can relate to the song so perfectly. Like the beginning of the story can relate to the song in such an insane way. So that is why I chose Funny Story. The second book I chose to go with the song is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. And this is because here we have Emma and Justin. Justin posts on a Reddit that somehow every time he goes on a date with someone or he is dating someone, they always end up, not with him, but happily ever after with the next person that they date after him. It's like he's sprinkling good luck into their life, but he can never keep that person. But they'll be happy afterwards. But him, it's just his curse, you know? And with Emma, she sees this post and she's like, wait, is this like a thing that we both share? Because this also happens to me. I also date people. I am with them. And then somehow the next person they end up with is also their happily ever after. So with this, we follow along the crazy, chaotic story of them dating. Fake dating yet again almost in this book as well. To see if afterwards, when they separate, they will be able to both break each other's curse and find the perfect happily ever after for themselves. So with this, the reason I relate it to this song is because it's about never being the one for somebody, and the next person is always it. And it's like, why should I have not expected this? So these are the specific lyrics I feel relate to Just for the Summer though. I've always been real good at being second best between something real serious, and my time will come. I know, I know, I know. But damn, it's never me. Don't know why this time I thought that it would be. So that is why I relate it to Just for the Summer. So for the first song, Damn, we have Funny Story and Just for the Summer. So if either of these are your vibes and that song seems your vibe, listen to it while you read both of these books because they go together perfectly. The second song on my Spotify Wrapped, which this is, I think, the second year in a row that it's been in my top 5, is Slut by Taylor Swift. And for this, I again picked 2 books, and I will be relating lyrics to each of the books. For the first book, I have Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This follows Rose Calloway and Connor Cobalt in their story. I wish it would have started immediately from like how they met into the relationship now, but I do understand why it started the way it did. But either way, I still related to this song a lot. There are so many lyrics in this song. The entire song is just so them, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, what if all I need is you? Like, that's literally Connor. Like, I feel like that is like Connor's inner monologue of just the way he is as a character in the previous books and this book. I feel like that is something he would be like, what if all I need is you? There, enough said. That's all I need to say, actually. Got love struck, went straight to my head. Got love sick all over my bed. Love to think you'll never forget. Love lorn and nobody knows. Love thorns all over this rose. I'll pay the price you won't. And especially this part. But if I'm all dressed up, they might as well be looking at us. And if they call me a slut, you know it might be worth it for once. And if I'm gonna be drunk, I might as well be drunk in love. Like I said, though, this entire song can relate to it because even this part, the wrong place at the right time, and I break down, then he's pulling me in a world of boys, he's a gentleman. But only for Rose, of course. So that says enough, and if it does not, I don't know what else to say. This entire song is just so Connor and Rose, and it's perfection for them specifically. I love it. The second book is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I absolutely love this book. It is pure perfection, but the lyrics I relate to it is along the same lines. Specifically, the lyrics that are, you're not saying you're in love with me, but you're going to. And then also, handprints in wet cement, adorned with smoke on my clothes, love lorn and nobody knows. Love thorns all over this rose. I'll pay the price you won't. This song is just about being in such pure love. It's like everything else that everybody says, even my own internal monologue, doesn't matter, because the only thing that should matter is our love between each other. And so that's really the reason I also relate it to Divine Rivals. I feel like that is so Divine Rivals for some reason. But yeah, so those are the 2 books I chose for this second song. The third song on my Spotify Wrapped is I Told You Things by Gracie Abrams, which I'm not even surprised it is so high. I was more shocked that it was not on my top 5 last year. So seeing it this year made it all feel full circle and more correct. So for this song, I again chose 2 books, but not for everyone, but this one I did. The first book I chose is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. With this book, we follow along the world famous Evelyn Hugo. She's famous in this book, okay? But the world famous Evelyn Hugo, who was very well known during her time when she was younger. And with that, we also know she has 7 husbands. We're following along her life story, the story of how she ended up with 7 husbands, and just her love life in general, and the truth of who she is at her core, and the things she wish she could have told. And the whole thing about it is she's telling it to an unknown, as it says here, unknown magazine reporter, Monique Grant. I hope it's, yeah, I think it's Monique Grant. It's kind of hard to see a little bit the back of this right now. And so she is the one that is going to be telling Evelyn's story. Hey, wait, guess what? Yesterday I stopped and played it safe instead of walking straight to you to say, stay, never mind, okay, don't mean it. Plus you've changed not much, but just enough to throw away. Fake fantasies and games. I've lost a year, it's strange. Composed 100 ways to tell you. Like, as soon as I was thinking about it, like those lyrics specifically stood out to me for this book. So that is the first book that I relate to. I Told You Things. The second book I chose is Normal People by Sally Rooney. And in this book, we follow Connell and Marion. I forget, there's a specific way the name is said. So if I'm mispronouncing it, I'm so sorry. And in this book, we follow both of these characters. Connell is more popular at school, whereas Marion is not. She is very much a loner. And they kind of end up in this, it's the word tumultuous, I don't know if that's the correct way I'm using it, tumultuous situationship where they kind of just spiral down, and it just feels like a bowling ball that's just going all the way down and you can't stop it from crashing. It's one of those things. And so that is how I would describe this book. These specific lyrics are the ones that I was like, yes, perfect. Lost color in my face, you're fair, and I'm insane. I cannot speak. Hallucination, shame, guilt, pain, more pain. I told you things that I never said to anybody else. I regret them, but I'll pack it up and practice leaving. You were all at once, till the fade to black, till the yellow glow turned a little sad. You were in my hands, but you're good at leaving. Yeah, and with that, I will leave it at that. That's all I need to say about that and those two books. The fourth song we have is Sharpest Tool by Sabrina Carpenter. I got to see this live this year and I did cry while listening to it. So this is rightfully in my top 5. Not even shocked, no questions asked, honestly. But with that, again, we chose 2 books. The first book we have is Daisy Jones and the Six, another book by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And obviously it is about Daisy Jones and the Six, which is a band. They kind of bring them together when they realize having Daisy Jones with the band combined just makes everything electric. And when they realize that people are going to love this as a band, they decide this is how it's going to be and this is how it's going to work. With this, we have so many complex relationships and characters, and I don't want to spoil anything, but we do have on the back of here, I'm just going to read for here exactly because I don't want to spoil anything, but it says the band is led by Billy Doonerdun. I don't remember how things are pronounced, guys. And on the eve of their first tour, his girlfriend Camila finds out she's pregnant. And so with the pressure of this all, he goes a little wild on the road. And so within this book, it just talks about one of the biggest bands at the time in the 70s. It's obviously fiction, but that is like the premise of the book is this band. And if you know what happens in this book, Sharpest Tools is honestly perfect for so many different things in relationships throughout this book. Now I'm going to read the lyrics that I feel relate to this, which honestly, a lot of the song, unfortunately. I know you're not the sharpest tool in the shed. We had sex. I met your best friends. Then a bird flies by and you forget. I don't hear a word till your guilt creeps in. On a Tuesday, send a soft hey, as if you really don't recall the time. You were going right, then you took a left. Left me with a lot of to second guess. Guess I'll waste another year on wondering if that was casual, then I'm an idiot. I'm looking for an answer in between the lines. Lying to yourself if you think we're fine. You're confused and I'm upset, but we never talk about it. So that is mostly the beginning of the song. I related to this, but a lot of the song, like I said, can relate to this book and different aspects of the book. The second book we have is The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This is a YA romance, young adult for anybody that wants to know if you haven't read this book or don't know much about Lynn Painter, but I know most people know about Lynn Painter. But this book follows Emily Hornby, and it is a Groundhog Day-esque book. So she keeps reliving her days until she figures out what she needs to change to stop it. And with this, she has her boyfriend Josh. We don't like him. And also we have another male character, Nick. So that's all I'm going to leave it at. But it's a Groundhog Day. She has a boyfriend, Josh. That's all you need to know. Oh, and the Groundhog Day is Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day on loop. And some really, really crazy, awful things keep happening to her. And she's having to figure out what she's supposed to do to stop herself from reliving this awful, terrible day. I chose this song because I mostly connected it with Emily and her boyfriend, Josh, in the beginning of the book and throughout the book where he's like in it. All the silence just makes it worse, really, because it leaves you so top of mind for me. All the silence is just your strategy, because it leaves you so top of mind for me. Always made sure that the phone was face down. Seems like overnight I'm just the you hate now. We never talk it through, how you guilt-tripped me to open up to you, then you logged out, leaving me dumbfounded. Oh, you were going right, then you took a left me with a lot to second guess. Guess I'll waste another year on wondering if that was casual, then I'm an idiot. So those are the two books I related to Sharpest Tool, which is my fourth song. And the fifth song, which I'm honestly very shocked by, that is my top 5 spot on Spotify, was Juno by Sabrina Carpenter. Short and Sweet Deluxe was my number 1 album for the year, so I shouldn't have been shocked that that was so high. But at the same time, I thought Dumb and Poetic was going to be at number 5. If any song on Short and Sweet was going to be on number 5, I thought it would have been Dumb and Poetic, because Sharpest Tool and Dumb and Poetic are my top 2 favorite songs. Or maybe even Lighter Girls, because those are like those are my songs. I love a good sad song. So I was not expecting Juno to be so high, but here we are. It was number 5, and it was really difficult for me to figure out songs that I could relate to this song. I mean, books, not songs, books that I could directly relate to this song, because she literally has like the innuendo of like, you're just so hot, like I will have your baby. And it's just like, there's definitely some books where I've read them and it's like the pregnancy trope, but then if I did that, it would be a spoiler because it was like a whole twist. And even though I hate the pregnancy trope, I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's one of my pet peeves in books. It's like, if you're gonna be pregnant, please just make her pregnant from the beginning. That way I can avoid it like a normal person would. Okay, guys, like I was saying, for the 5th song, it was really hard for me to find a book for it in general. But then my brain, I did the, I was like this. If I can remember, I don't even know what audio I'm thinking of. The one that's like. Anyways, that is what I did. And I figured out a song that I could connect with some of these lyrics. So with this, we have one book, and I don't have a physical copy of it, but we have one book, and that is Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. I'm sure, again, like I've said, there's other books I can also choose, but this one I felt like wasn't too on the nose, but also fit the song. With this book, we're following Annie Walker and Will Griffin. This is the 2nd book in an interconnected series. So just note that Will Griffin is the bodyguard of the main female character from the 1st book, When in Rome. So there is that. That is why he is in this story. And Annie Walker is the sister of the main male character in the 1st book. And because of the fact that Annie has been living in this small town her entire life and she knows everybody there, it is really difficult for her to figure out who her perfect match is, and she's not sure how she could even possibly do this or how to get any type of dating experience at all in this town when everybody knows her. So with this, she asks Will Griffin to help her, even though he is trying to just avoid her at all costs. And it kind of goes from there. It's really hilarious. I absolutely love it. And that is why I chose Juno, because it's literally like in her head, she's like, you are perfect. You are hot. You're perfect to help me figure out who is going to be the love of my life, basically, or who I'm going to be dating, because I have no clue and I know everybody here, and that's just going to make things awkward, and I don't want people knowing my business, so I need somebody else to help me that is not going to spread this around like the plague. It is going to be town gossip, and she does not want that. So she asks him to help her. So the lyrics I would relate to this are, don't have to tell your hat ass a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it. You make me want to make you fall in love. Ooh, late at night, I'm thinking about you. And then also, I showed my friends, then we high-fived. Sorry if you feel objectified. So I feel like those lyrics all kind of combined definitely can resonate with Practice Makes Perfect, but not the entire song, but an aspect of the song. And I feel like they definitely can kind of go together. Even the fact that what it is talking about, it is still a very upbeat pop song, and I feel like that upbeat pop vibe also is kind of like Annie Walker as a character. She's very bubbly and just happy in herself, and she's known like as the town sweetheart. So that is another reason I feel like the vibes, the musicality of the song itself without the lyrics definitely can go with the book as well. All right guys, well, enough of my yapping, because that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you would like me to do more Spotify Wrapped inspired content, please let me know. That would be so much fun, especially to include the albums, my top artists, books I relate to them, or the albums. I would love to do that for you guys. So for sure, let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, again, comment, and subscribe if you really liked this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.